Hey everyone, tonight I'm going to show you how to analyze light using the Omni Light tool in 3ds Max. So before we start, we need to make sure our model is imported. So as you can see on the screen, I've already imported my model just to save time. So basically what you need to do is click on File and then click on Import and import the selection file. So without further ado, let's get into it. So as you can see, we're analyzing the Prentice Hospital that was in Chicago, Illinois. And as you can see, it's a round floor plan, so we're going to be focusing on 3 different areas, so analyzing 3 different areas. That being the patient rooms, 4 different areas, sorry. So the patient rooms, the nurse's station, circulation, and the external. So the first thing we need to do is we need to start with we need to duplicate by just clicking on Alt. Actually, make it Shift. So duplicate by clicking on Shift and then drag 4 copies across. So each copy, as you can see, will be used for the different area. So for our different areas. So once they're dragged across, we can start organizing our layers. So I'm going to do one layer for beds, another layer for circulation, another layer for nurse's station, and last but not least, a layer for the exterior. So once that's done, once we've organized our layers, we just feel free to drag and drop the models in. So one in there, one there, one in there, and then one there. And that we can, so once we've got our models in and layers generated, we need to draw up a couple of planes in order for the light to reflect on. So using our plane tool under primitives, under the standard primitives in geometry, we select the plane tool and then we just drag across. So one for the exterior. You can easily just copy them across, but however, for the sake of the exercise, we'll just draw it each one in, and then just transfer them across by hand to each layer. So we've got one layer for so I'll have to reorganize the layers. Sorry, they're on the wrong layer. Make sure that your layers are select. Yep, they're on the right layers. Good. So our planes are drawn in. What we'll do is we'll just make sure they're at the right height. Or at a height. So with your planes in respect to the height of the height of the building, so in order for the analysis to generate properly in terms of the breadth of the analysis, what we need to do is we need to make sure that the plane is placed sort of a quarter of the way up from the floor, like so. So once that's done, we can start analyzing. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to put a layer in. So make a layer, start Omni Light. So I'll do one for E, for exterior. One for the inertia station. And then one for circulation, and then Omni Light, and then one for your beds. Alright, so once that's done, we can start placing our Omni Lights in. So first of all, we'll do focus on the beds. So clicking on the light tool and selecting from the drop down menu standard, we click on the Omni Light. And then the first thing we want to do is make sure it's on and set our shadows to either ray trace depending on what your graphics card is. So for me, using a 2080, I use the ray traced. And first of all, we're going to set our color. So second of all, we make sure we want to set our color for, so we're going to color code each of these, analyze each of these according to category and color. So we're going to categorize these by color. So for the nurses for the beds, we're going to do green. So first things first, we'll just select, we'll do dark green. Yep, and click OK. And then select, and then to multiply it, so basically increase the spread, we just type in the multiplier window 40. And another thing that we've got to adjust is we've got to adjust the shadow parameters. Otherwise they'll end up showing too dark. So first thing we need to do is we need to click on that and then adjust that color to green, but we'll make it sort of a light, make it sort of a figure ground, so make it go for a darker green. So sort of like that, that's acceptable. So click OK. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place so now we're ready to place our lights. So what we'll do is we'll just drag it up. And another thing, we're going to make sure that our display modes are set to high quality and default shading. And as you can see, we've got one light in at the moment. So we're going to do one for each room, just to analyze how far the visibility in respect to from the bed to the exterior. So so in this scenario, we'll be looking at how far the patient can see into the corridor. So what we'll do is I will stop the video. So what we're going to do is we'll do 3 there. So it's basically just a matter of just plonking them in, setting the color and moving them in. So what I'll do is I'll pause the video, get all of these in, and then we'll continue on from the next section. So as you can see, we've got all of our Omni Lights placed in, highlighting the views from each of the rooms. So as you can see, we've got a good result from all points. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to be analyzing our circulation. So it's pretty much the same go as before. So what I'll do is I'll just drag one across. So the circulation is basically the elevator shafts and the corridors. So what we'll do is we'll just do that, drag it in there. reset the color. Might do an orange this time and add it, and then do the shadows as yellow. So this will be pretty quick because it's not, obviously it's not as, it's basically just doing the corridor. So we'll do one at the entry, or two at the entries, and then one in each corridor. So we want to view, the overall aim is to have a view, is to highlight the view from each point. The view spread from each point. So our corridors are done, as you can see. And then we can move on to our bedroom, our nurse's station, or exterior. Is it exterior? Yes. So dragging it again. We'll do one for the exterior. Just drag it onto into the layer. So we'll do one there. Set it to a dark blue. Set it to dark blue. Yep. Actually make it a bit lighter. There we go. There we go. That's beautiful. So we'll do one at each point. So north, west, sorry, north. And that will show the angle, the view angle out, as highlighted by the dark rays. So the darker rays, which is this part here, shows the actual spread of the angle one can view out of the building. And then finally, so with that, we've already got one there for some reason, so we'll use that and plonk it into the nurse's station. So final thing is we're going to be analysing the nurse's station in respect to view to the patient rooms. So nurse's station is up here, so we want it ideally behind. Do two. Reset the color. We might do the colors. One red. So what we want to do is we want to do red, or make it a darkish reddy color. So we'll actually do red. Okay. Yeah, make them just do red. So there you have it. So nurse's station's been analysed, and as you can see, in respect to the patient rooms, it is only displaying, there is minimum visibility as it's sort of, as the view is sort of as the light sort of casting up towards the elevator shaft. So with that being said, just recapping, so we've got our 4 views now. So we've got beds, internal circulation, exterior, and then the nurse's station. So that is pretty much how you do Omni Light analysis in 3ds Max. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it.